Hey folks, welcome back. I just thought I'd talk about this subject for a bit. It's kind of interesting because I was observing all three of them here grazing away, and I noticed something. They've changed what they're eating now. Now, a week or so ago, every one of them were out here walking around, nipping the tops off the dandelions. Only certain ones. I talked a bit about that in another video. Today, I was watching them, and I noticed they're not eating the dandelions today. And in fact, it's not even grass they're eating. Actually, she's picking through there and she's picking out certain weeds. Only the weeds, not even the grass. She's not even eating the grass. And this is something I talked about before, is how their diet changes throughout the year. So he's got a nice little patch of weeds over there he's munching on. Looks like he's got his face in the grass, but if you actually watch what he pulls out there, it's actually weeds, not grass. And it's kind of interesting, because their diets change with their needs depending on the temperature, the climate, their activity levels. Horses know what they need. They're not foolish animals. And this kind of ties in with something else I want to talk about, is the things that we do to horses. And recently was having a conversation. I made a comment about somebody wanted to know, they thought their horse might be colicking and they wanted to know what to do about it. And it's like, you know what? How about we prevent the colic in the first place? Because whether it's colic or a number of other illnesses or a lot of the behavioral problems that we find in horses, they're all caused by humans. We do a lot of things to horses that cause them a lot of stress, cause them physical disabilities and everything. And on the note of stress is, if these three horses right now, because my mare's in heat, and the two geldings, they get a little competitive over her. Now, he used to be the leader of the herd. I'm not quite sure what happened, but within recent days, she has picked him. And she's been presenting herself to him a few times. And he's actually been chasing this other horse off. And yet, look at right now, because there's no stress, there's no pressure on them to be competitive or anything. They're out in the middle of a rather large pasture. All stress has been removed from them. There's no human influence on them causing stress. And they're getting along just fine. There's no competition, okay? Stress levels go up. It's another one of those things I've talked about a few times, is one of the reasons I don't put a bit in a horse's mouth is because the minute you put that thing in there, it knows it can cause pain, and its stress levels go up before you even get on it. Also, one of the reasons I don't tie. Some people go, oh, you should always tie your horse. You should tie your horse for this and that and the other thing. Why? All I'm going to do is make the situation worse. I don't tie her for a reason. I don't tie her because I don't want her stressed. I'm not going to cause any extra stress any more than what I absolutely have to, or what I'm going to cause anyhow by any of the activities that I normally do with her, whether it's saddling her up, riding her, tacking her up, and whatever I'm doing. I'm always conscious about what I'm doing, because I was just watching another guy's video today, and he brought up a point that kind of parallels something I just said recently to somebody else. Is like, virtually every case of colic is caused by something that humans have done, either how we feed the horse, how we keep the horse, and things like that. And their comment was something very similar, kind of parallels that, is they said that basically every action of the horse is caused by something that the human does. And that's absolutely correct, because they react according to us. If we're stressed out, we're flailing around, if we're acting like an idiot, they're going to get wound up, because they're going to feed off of us. So if we don't interfere with a very natural environment, they're going to be much more relaxed and low stress, and they're going to be a lot happier. Okay? And going back to the feeding thing, like I said, give them choices, they make them, and it changes all year long depending on their needs, because they're not stupid animals. They know what they need. Hey, big fella, keep bugging me here. But, you keep a horse in a dry paddock or a stall or something like that where they can't go forage and make their own choices, and what do they get to eat? They get the exact same thing every day, day after day after day after day, and then we wonder why our horses get sick. If somebody fed you oatmeal for 3 meals a day, every single day, you'd probably get sick too, because there's probably a lot of other things that you need in your diet that you wouldn't be getting from that one single meal. And, horses are no different. They need a variety. And they need to be able to make those choices on their own. They don't just need you arbitrarily deciding, well, we're going to give you barley this day, we're going to give you oats the next day, we're going to give you something else the other day, we're going to get you some senior feed and some free choice this and that and the other thing, and well, we're going to give you alfalfa today, and tomorrow you get grass hay, and no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. The horse has to decide for itself. It has to give them choices. You can't be making the choices for it, because almost every form of bad behavior in a horse is caused by a human behavior or something that we've done to the horse. And almost every single illness that exists in a horse is caused by how we've fed or kept the horse. So think about it. Think about how you're keeping your horse. And I've gotten some real serious flack over this. I'm not into stalls. I'm into natural keeping of a horse, letting it make choices and stuff like that, because almost all bad behaviors and almost all cases of colic are caused by stalling horses, keeping them in dry paddocks, feeding them what we think they should be eating. And, most of the feeds that people are giving their horses are not part of a natural diet. They're not something a horse would ever choose to eat in the wild. But hey, if they're hungry enough and that's all they got to eat, they're going to eat whatever you put in front of them. It could be toxic and they'd eat it. So, let the horse make a choice for itself. Don't be selfish. I made comment on this recently. I got some incredibly negative feedback on this one. Keeping a horse in a stall. How would you like to be locked in prison for 10 hours of the day? And to me, it's as selfish as, people with large dogs that live in apartment buildings. That's just such a horribly unnatural environment for them that it should never be done. And it's entirely selfish. And, somebody says, oh no, my horse is healthy, it's happy. It's like, oh, you probably don't have a freaking clue. If you got your horse locked in the stall, you don't know that much about horses to begin with or what's good for them, and you don't even know if it's sick or not. And if you think it's happy, you better think again, because there's nobody that I know of that is happy and enjoys being locked in a prison. And I'm pretty darn sure that a horse that normally in nature will travel up to 20 miles a day likes to be locked up in a box stall for anywhere from 8 to 12 to 16 hours a day, when horses only sleep for 2 to 4 hours a day. So the rest of the time they're awake and they're bored silly. They're going to get cranky, they're going to get upset, they're going to get frustrated, they're going to get stressed, they're going to start cribbing, chewing, kicking, biting. All kinds of things are caused by keeping horses in unnatural situations. And those stress levels also lead to ulcers, which also leads to colic, which causes all kinds of problems. Lack of movement causes laminitis, leads to founder. How you keep your horse, how you treat your horse, absolutely causes it to be in the condition that it's in. And if you think your horse is healthy and happy, you best think again and back up and stop and take a really good look and stop being selfish, okay? So put your horse's interest first, not yours, not what's convenient for you. If you need to move in order to find facilities suitable for keeping your horse, you do it. Put the horse first, not your own desires. A lot of people say, well, geez, we don't have pastures like you got there. We have to stall our horses. No, you don't have to. You don't have to own a horse. Okay? That's your choice, and that, you're being selfish. So think about the horse. Put the horse first. Make the horse happy. Okay? Have a happy horse, and you'll be happier too. Have a good day, folks.